A year after the tragic events that shook Vietnam, the situation remained tense. U.S. forces had increased their presence in the country, while the North Vietnamese troops continued their courageous resistance. At the heart of this conflict was a young man named Ly, a soldier in the army of South Vietnam. Ly lived in a small village near the Mekong River. His family relied on farming, and he dreamed of a better future. But the war had changed everything. One night, the village men gathered in the square to listen to their leader's speech, urging them to join the army to confront the communist threat. Ly was hesitant, but felt compelled to protect his family and homeland. After joining the army, Ly was sent to the front lines. His first encounter with the northern troops took place in a rugged, mountainous area. In that battle, he felt fear and confusion, yet he was determined to fight. Gunfire and explosions echoed everywhere, and he watched his friends fall one after another. Those moments were some of the most challenging in his life. As Ly moved through the trenches, he met Duan, another soldier from his village. They became close friends, supporting each other in tough times. Duan had a cheerful spirit and used humor to lighten the mood. One night, as they talked about their families and dreams, they promised each other that they would return to their village together after the war. As time passed, the intensity of the fighting escalated. In the summer of 1968, a major battle erupted in Hue, where a large number of American troops were stationed. Ly and Duan were sent to participate in the assault. The battle was fierce, and the Vietnamese soldiers struggled to counter the American firepower. But Ly and Duan were determined to fight until the end. During the battle, Ly sustained a serious injury. While trying to save his friend Duan, he was shot in the leg. He lost consciousness and awoke to find himself in a field hospital. There, he realized the extent of the losses their army had suffered. Many friends were gone, and morale was at an all-time low. After a period of recovery, Ly was sent back home. This came months after the fighting, but his heart was heavy with the pain of losing friends. When he returned to his village, his family welcomed him with open arms, but the shock was evident in their eyes. They had to confront the reality of the war that had devastated their lives. Despite all he had been through, Ly was determined to rebuild his life. He began working the land with his family and helped other villagers in rebuilding their homes. He dreamed of the day when the war would end and everyone could live in peace. As time went on, the war began to wane. Peace talks were underway, and there was hope for a brighter future. One evening, the villagers gathered in the square, where their leader delivered a speech about hope and renewal. Ly sat in the front row, feeling that life was gradually returning to normal. In the end, the war left deep scars in everyone's hearts, but Ly believed that hope still existed. The rays of the sun shone anew, heralding a new era of peace and reconciliation. Echoes of Dawn was not just a story of war. It was a tale of hope, friendship, and sacrifice. It embodied the human spirit's resilience in the face of adversity and the quest for peace in a world filled with conflict. While the war took so much away, the heart's yearning for peace continued to beat with hope.